Tonight at 5, News 3 Now investigates a hit and run implicating 2 Sauk Prairie police officers. Why both left the department just weeks after the crash. Plus, Dane County welcomes several new deputies to the sheriff's office. And we'll take you to South Madison for the all-city swim meet. You're watching News 3 Now at 5. Well, temperatures continue to rise across southern Wisconsin, and some upcoming severe storms have called for an alert day tomorrow. Meteorologist Jacob Montesano has a look at our first warn forecast. Jacob?
Thanks, Brady. Here are the details of the alert day. It is going to be for all of southern Wisconsin. Some of the hazards will be hail along with gusty winds and heavy rainfall. Now, it's early and late Friday. Now, pretty much what that means is we're going to have 2 rounds of severe weather tomorrow. I'll talk about that later, but first I want to talk about the temperatures right now. Now, the actual temperatures aren't too bad. We're seeing current temperatures in the upper 80s, lower 90s, so overall it's not too extreme, but looking at the dew points, a lot of the dew points are well into the 70s, close to 80 for some locations. So take a look at some of these heat index values. Well over 100 degrees near the Iowa border. 99 is the heat index in Madison, a lot of triple digits to the west of Madison. 90s closer to the lake. Actually, in fact, heat index values are only in the 80s for places near the lake. But there are those heat advisories in effect for Madison and places to the west. And it's going to be until 8 p.m., but we're certainly not alone when it comes to the heat. All the purple are excessive heat warnings, the blue heat advisories, and it will expire at 8 p.m. But places in northern Illinois will see another heat advisory tomorrow. We're not expected to see a heat advisory, although we are still going to be hot before the second round of rain. I'll talk more in detail about all of that coming up a little bit later in the show.
Thank you, Jacob. And despite the rain we got this week and last week, drought conditions haven't improved much. Looking at this map, you can see Dane County and many surrounding counties are still under extreme drought conditions. The rest of southern Wisconsin is under severe drought. Well, tonight on News 3 Now at 6, we continue our Beyond the Barometer series. After a fire near Cloma destroyed hundreds of acres a few weeks ago, experts tell us how uncommon this wildfire season has been. Forest Ranger Mark Deason says the fire isn't even fully out yet as of a few days ago, and recovery, that'll take some time.
A lot of habitat for wildlife has been destroyed and will take time to grow back. We've still been finding some smokes every day.
Next on News 3 Now at 6, meteorologist Jacob Montesano heads to Cloma to survey the damage and shows us how the drought is affecting wildfire season. For months, our investigative team has been asking questions about a hit and run in Sauk Prairie. Many of you from the community asked us to keep digging. When it came out the car involved belonged to a Sauk Prairie officer. Finally, Braden Ross can bring you some of those answers. Braden?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago, we learned that the Dane County Sheriff's investigation into this crash had actually wrapped up months ago in April, but no charges had come of it until now. Days after I asked the special prosecutor about the case, former Sauk Prairie officer Joel Ludowitz was finally charged with obstructing an investigation into that crash. Piecing together dozens of pages of records, we've put together the story of what happened that night, how the officer claimed the car was stolen, but he was spotted with the car out and about at the same time he says the car was home. This story implicates 2 Sauk Prairie officers, both of whom left the department within weeks of the crash. The full story tonight at 6.
Thank you, Braden. Madison police say they arrested a 15-year-old overnight who was driving a car that had been reported stolen. Police say officers noticed a vehicle that was reported as stolen out of Fitchburg. Officers tried to pull the car over, but the teen sped away. They used spike strips where they thought the teen would drive next and say the effort was successful. The teen stopped the car near Stoughton Road and Highway 30 and then tried to run away. He was caught while running through the woods and was taken to the Juvenile Reception Center. Members of the Dane County Board of Supervisors are looking into whether there are contract violations following SSM Health's move to stop gender-affirming surgeries. Catherine Merck has been following the story since we broke the news, and she joins us now with more from the board chair about what could be violated in the contract. Catherine?
Board Chair Patrick Miles said that Dean Health assured the county that coverage under their existing contract won't be affected by SSM Health's decision not to provide gender-affirming surgeries at SSM Health facilities. The director of the county's Department of Administration told News 3 the initial review found that employees will still be able to receive gender-affirming care under the current SSM Health contract, but will be referred to non-SSM Health providers. However, the chair of the county board told me he still wants the county's corporation council to look into that contract and ensure there aren't other violations with SSM Health's policy change.
The fact that there is a limitation of where people can go, there'll be longer waiting lists for the care that they're seeking. And in my view, longer wait times is in itself a form of denial of care. Whether that rises to the level of a contract violation, I don't know. And that's one of the things I would expect to be fleshed out.
The county's contract with Dean Health expires at the end of 2024, according to the board chair. He says that if a new contract won't include gender-affirming care, they'll seek options elsewhere to ensure that kind of care. We have reached out to SSM Health and Dean Insurance for comment with no response.
Thank you, Catherine. The Isthmus Safety Initiative, run by Public Health Safety, Dane County, is aiming to create a safer experience for everyone in downtown Madison with its Summer of Safety campaign. The initiative is partnering with the RCC Sexual Violence Resource Center to offer their free Safer Bar program for downtown businesses. The training is for the staff of businesses that sell alcohol and will be paid for with a federal grant. The program focuses on proactive communication, de-escalation strategies, and strengthening community connections. Officials believe that if businesses utilize the course, they'll help create a better downtown experience for customers and workers alike. Unofficially kicking off the football season, the Badgers took the microphones at day 2 of the Big Ten media. Our Andrew Banstra was there, and he shows you why today was monumental for Luke Fickell.
It was exactly 8 months ago that Luke Fickell was named Wisconsin's next head football coach, but tells us it wasn't really until today that it started setting in. As Fickell walked into Lucas Oil Stadium for Big Ten Media Day, donning the Motion W on his chest, addressing the football world as the head coach at Wisconsin, it just made it feel real for Fickell. And as he stood on the field where he hopes his team will be playing in December, he let it all set in for a moment.
Today was probably the first day when I walked in, it became a little bit surreal. Like, just kind of to look around and to say, like, wow, has this almost come full circle? You know, it was one of those things where I looked around and I realized how much it's grown, how big it is. And I just had, you know, a brief moment of saying, wow, this is really, really, really impressive.
Fickell and Wisconsin enter this season with a world of hype and expectations, but at 6, sports director Zach Hanley will tell you why the team says the only expectations they're worried about are their own. At Lucas Oil Stadium, I'm Andrew Banstra, News 3 Sports.
The Dane County Sheriff's Office welcomed 12 new deputies to the force today. The new members include people brand new to law enforcement to those who have 20-plus years of experience. The new law enforcement officers will go through training at the Law Enforcement Academy and the Jail Academy. The Sheriff's Office says it's continuing to add to its team. If anyone else is interested, go to danesheriff.com or teamdane.com to put in an application. A new report found more than 48,000 people died from gun-related injuries in 2022. It's about one person killed every 11 minutes. A drop in firearm homicides helped drive that number down from 2021, but investigators say the total didn't decrease as much as it should have. The reason is because gun-related suicides are up to a new record high. For the first time, the rate of gun suicides among black adolescents 10 to 19 years old surpassed that of white children. According to Johns Hopkins University, guns continue to be responsible for the most deaths among American teens for the 5th year in a row. Happening today, the fate of the Michigan Oxford High School shooter will be decided. Cole Higgins shows us the state does not have the death penalty, so the judge will ultimately decide if the teen should serve the rest of his life in prison.
A judge hearing arguments from the prosecution and defense on whether Oxford High School mass shooter Ethan Crumbley could possibly be rehabilitated or face life in prison.
The amount of research and planning and preparation that went into it, and the way he carried it out. The picking and choosing of who would die.
In court, Crumbley's journal entries read aloud by detectives.
I'm going to record the shooting so when they show the video in court, everyone can see their children and friends dying. I want for the parents to see their kids burn to ash and bawl their eyes out. I'm going to spend the rest of my life in prison, rotting like a tomato.
Supporting the prosecution's argument that Crumbly's premeditated desire to inflict torture and pain upon his victims is a key reason the 17-year-old should spend the rest of his life in prison.
The parents who lost their children that day, and those that are here with scars and bullet holes in their bodies. Your Honor, there is only one way to do that.
Victim impact statements also expected to help the prosecution make its case on why Crumbly should have no chance of a possible release. The shooter's attorney, Paulette Lofton, says the defense will show Crumbly is not irreparably corrupt and should be sentenced to a term of years in prison. Crumbly pleaded guilty to 4 counts of first-degree murder and 20 other charges related to the 2021 mass shooting. I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Coming up, Jacob has our complete forecast, plus how competitors and spectators are dealing with the heat as the all-city swim meet kicks off today. And later, are you planning a trip before the kids head back to school? You'll probably be paying more at the pump. A closer look at gas prices tonight on News 3 Now at 6. And after an early start, stocks turned negative to the end of the day. The Dow ended an 11-day winning streak by closing down 237 points. The Nasdaq was off 77, and the S&P 500 gave up 29.
It's your last chance to get Black Friday deals at Furniture and Appliance Mart. Save up to $450 instantly on appliance deals like these. Plus, 6-year special financing with no money down at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley.
Set summer in motion with the most electrifying Honda vehicles yet. Like the CR-V and the Accord, both with available hybrid powertrains. Designed to deliver more thrilling performance and more innovative tech. Make every adventure more electrifying with Honda, the most awarded brand in Car and Driver 10 Best history. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or visit your local Honda dealer today.
Fry Construction invites you to celebrate summer with our hot summer sale. We're talking about hot savings of 23%. Many of your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best Roofer 3 years in a row. Experience the best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Get on board for our hot summer sale. Save 23% off gutters with any full roofing or siding project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
Attention, Wisconsin veterans.
I'm Tony Evers, the governor of Wisconsin. If you are veterans struggling to pay for rent, utilities, or other life-sustaining services, I want you to know that the Veterans Rental Assistance Program is here to help. So call 833-WISC-VRAP or visit vrapwi.com. You've always been there for us. We want you to know that we're here for you.
Creating family memories is what Maple Leaf Landscaping is all about. We design and build outdoor spaces that bring people together. Landscaped spaces for any size family. Functional, beautiful, a place everyone will enjoy. And it all starts with a free visit at your home by one of our landscape experts. So call Maple Leaf Landscaping today and have us create an outdoor living space for your home.
It's your last chance to get Black Friday deals at Ashley. Find in-stock doorbusters at discounts up to 60% off. Plus, get bonus discounts on clearance items and special buys. And low monthly payment options starting at just $9 a month. Only at Ashley.
A Sauk Prairie hit-and-run crash involving an officer's car. The police investigation sat on the DA's desk for months. But just days after News 3 Now asked why, the officer was suddenly charged. News 3 Now investigates tonight at 6. A season of drought leading to raging wildfires that just can't seem to end.
A large fire in July like that is unusual.
News 3 Now takes you beyond the barometer for a deep dive into the longer than normal fire season and its impact here tonight at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Former President Donald Trump could be facing another indictment from special counsel Jack Smith's investigation, this time for his efforts to overturn the 2020 presidential election. Trump was informed by a letter last week that he's the target of a Department of Justice investigation. The letter indicated investigators are looking into 3 possible criminal acts, including conspiracy to commit an offense or defraud the U.S., obstruction of an official proceeding, and a civil rights era law that makes it a crime to threaten or intimidate anyone in the free exercise or enjoyment of a right or privilege. The former president already has a trial date scheduled for next May, right in the middle of the Republican presidential primaries. Now to Washington, D.C., a health scare involving the Senate's top Republican. Minority Leader Mitch McConnell suddenly stopped talking during a briefing yesterday on Capitol Hill, appearing to freeze mid-sentence. He was led away by colleagues, but later returned and said he was fine. A McConnell aide said he felt lightheaded. However, the incident prompted fresh inquiries about the 81-year-old's health.
Any concerns about his health? Have you noticed anything?
I always wish Leader McConnell well.
McConnell's office hasn't commented on the reports that he may have fallen on other occasions this year. A spokesperson did acknowledge he sometimes uses a wheelchair as a prudent and precautionary measure. The leader wouldn't say if he'd been evaluated by a doctor since Wednesday's incident, but many of his colleagues say they're not concerned about his fitness to serve. President Biden has announced new measures aimed at helping communities across the U.S. deal with the soaring temperatures. Bradley Blackburn shows us the unprecedented heat scorching the west and south is now expanding, with parts of the Northeast bracing for heat, humidity, and storms.
With extreme temperatures threatening tens of millions of Americans, President Biden is taking action.
Help is here, and we're going to make it available to anyone who needs it.
The president is directing the U.S. Labor Department to ramp up protections for people working outside in the unrelenting heat.
The acting Secretary of Labor will work with her team to intensify enforcement, increasing inspections in high-risk industries like construction and agriculture.
Last week, a 25-year-old farm worker and father of two died in Yuma amid the record heat wave in Arizona.
It's really, really important for employers to think a little bit more deeply about the conditions and what they're asking people to do.
Firefighters in Minneapolis, Minnesota, trying to stay cool themselves, have been on high alert.
If it's someone that's really in need of help, then we're there.
Heat advisories and warnings are up along the East Coast, with temperatures here in New York City expected to feel like over 100 degrees.
It is essential that all New Yorkers stay cool.
City officials have opened cooling centers across the 5 boroughs and plan to keep public pools open an extra hour.
This is not our first heat wave, and with climate change accelerating, it won't be our last.
Climate experts project this July to be the hottest month ever recorded on the planet.
The era of global warming has ended. The era of global boiling has arrived.
The United Nations is calling on global leaders to step up, warning the time for action is now. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
The White House says it's also working on improving weather forecasts and providing more accessible drinking water to Americans. Forecasters say Washington, D.C. could hit temperatures of 100 degrees or higher for the first time in 7 years in the coming days. Southern Wisconsin is also dealing with the extreme heat. Jacob is back with our complete forecast. Jacob.
Yeah, although it's been hot today, for the most part, we've been pretty fortunate the last couple of months with the temperatures. We have been very dry, but it's been pretty seasonable for us other than this week. Now, our alert day is for the severe weather tomorrow. This is for all of southern Wisconsin. Some of the hazards will be hail, gusty winds, and heavy rainfall. And as far as the early and late Friday timeline goes, we have a round of storms early in the day and late in the day, but there will be a break between the two. Now, for the 3 things you need to know, it is going to be hot again tomorrow until the second round of storms. And as I mentioned, we are going to see those strong storms, but it is going to be a lot more comfortable as we head into the weekend. And for the most part, next week is looking a lot more comfortable. Now, temperature forecast for tomorrow will be pretty similar to today, especially for far southern Wisconsin. The central portion of the state will be a lot cooler. We'll see high temperatures around 90 for Madison with those showers and storms. And it's also going to be very humid. So looking at the future heat index forecast, right now we're seeing the heat index over 100 for places to the west. It's going to be over 100 in the afternoon time tomorrow for the places out west, but it is going to cool down significantly by the time we get to Saturday morning. And the reason for that is because of the severe weather. We have a slight risk for southern Wisconsin along with parts of Iowa, Illinois, Michigan, and Indiana. So there is a lot of severe weather for surrounding areas as well. Excuse me. Now, here's a look at the timeline. The first round of storms will happen around sunrise, kind of the hours leading up to sunrise, with a few showers and storms popping up. For northern counties, it may last a bit later, but late morning and early afternoon, we are going to get a break from the storms. And then by the time we get to the late afternoon and evening, we're going to see some strong storms move through our area. The timeline for them for our entire area, best chance will be between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. Depending on your location, it may be closer to 4 p.m. or closer to 9 p.m. The further north and west you're located, the earlier you will see it. South and east, it will be a bit later. And by the time we get to around 9 to 10 p.m., we could see some lingering storms, especially for Madison and places to the east. But for the most part, the severe weather will be over by then. Heavy rain is definitely possible with these storms. As I mentioned, there's going to be 2 rounds of storms, so the rainfall totals could be up over 2 inches for some locations. My guess is we'll see somewhere between 1 inch and 1.5 inches total. But if specific areas see 2 rounds of very heavy rainfall, it could be a bit more. A lot better for the weekend with high temperatures in the lower 80s. We are going to be mostly dry for the most part next week with temperatures closer to average with some mid-80s during the middle of the week, but likely not going to get to the 90s. For your first warn traffic, we do have a slowdown on the interstate. There was a crash closer to 151. Now there's a crash closer to the Beltline, and it's causing traffic to be as slow as 11 miles per hour. This is northbound, and also southbound is pretty slow because of that crash as well. We're seeing a slowdowns up to or as low as 18 miles per hour, and also 151 is still closed near Barnfell. And that's your first warn traffic.
Thank you, Jacob. As e-bikes have multiplied across the country, so tragedy is involving their volatile lithium batteries. Hundreds of fires, some fatal, have caught the attention of consumer advocates and fire departments. Experts say one of the biggest risks can come from mixing and matching batteries and chargers from different manufacturers. Consumers should make sure they're buying from reputable brands and checking their devices for UL certification. Federal regulation could take years, but the CPSC says it's working on tougher voluntary standards for battery safety. And next at 5, we'll go to Goodman Pool in South Madison for the All-City Swim Meet. Please stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Get backup power when you need it with Generac at Menards. Don't miss the free 10-year warranty on any Generac air-cooled standby generator purchased now through July 30th. A $1,035 value, absolutely free. Keep your family safe during power outages with advanced technology that automatically kicks into action as soon as it senses a loss of power. Save over $675 after 11% rebate. Plus free 10-year warranty on this Generac 22-kilowatt standby generator.
Save big money at Menards.
Kids will be back in school before we know it, and we want to make sure they're ready.
That's why Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County and News 3 Now are collecting school supplies for area students.
Monday, August 7th, please help us stuff the bus. We'll be right here at Metcalf's Market behind Westtown Mall. Just look for the school bus.
Visit channel3000.com for details, and then stop by August 7th to help us stuff the bus.
Sponsored by Midwest Financial Group, Lamer's Bus Lines, and Metcalf's Market.
There's a reason big dental bills often come as a shock, because sometimes you don't realize what's not covered until you get the bill. That's why affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual is important. It can give you benefits that go beyond what you get from more limited coverage plans. Because no one likes a big dental bill, especially if you're retired or on a fixed income. For a free information kit, call or go online now. This isn't some discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance that helps cover over 350 procedures, like cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures, at any dentist you want. Dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company helps cover preventive care, basic work, and major procedures, with no deductibles and no annual maximum. For your free information kit with all the details, call now or visit sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Get help reaching your goals with JP Morgan Wealth Plan, the digital money coach in the Chase mobile app. Use it to set and track your goals, big and small, and see how changes you make today could help put them within reach. From your first big move to retiring poolside and the other goals along the way, Wealth Plan can help you get there. JP Morgan Wealth Management.
Lean back and enjoy the summer savings at the Century House. Right now, get a $100 instant rebate for every $1,000 you spend on any qualifying stressless seating. The more you spend, the more you can save instantly. So furnish an entire room with the most comfortable seating in the world and watch the savings add up. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
It's one of the hottest days of the year, and luckily for the kids at the All-City Swim Meet, they can just jump into the pool to beat the heat. But it might not be as easy for some others. News 3 Now's Jalen Banks has more on how everyone is enjoying the meet while fighting the heat.
The 61st annual All-City Swim Meet kicked off Thursday for the first time at Goodman Pool and for Madison Parks District. It's considered the event of all events.
Probably one of the most significant events that we've been a part of hosting. Final Four, yeah, or even the national championship game.
Like many July days, Thursday was a hot one. And one coach says they use many techniques
I like wearing it like this.
out of the pool to stay cool.
Lots of towels dipped in ice water, lots of misters, and wet clothes in the pool to back on the clothes. Water, Gatorade, always staying hydrated is always the most important thing.
But some of the swimmers like to take more of a fun approach to staving off the heat.
My friends brought some water guns, and I'm drinking a lot of water. They look hot fire when ready.
For one passionate father,
Go, go, go!
the heat pales in comparison to seeing his daughter finally race.
It's really exciting. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of early mornings, up at 6 to swim at 7 every day, but it's all worthwhile. The camaraderie, cheering on your teammates, it's all a lot of fun.
And the camaraderie and cheering was definitely palpable.
1, 2, 3.
Reporting in Madison, Jalen Banks, News 3 Now.
The All-City Swim Meet runs through Saturday, and Goodman Pool will be closed until Monday. In the meantime, kids can still get their swimming fix at some local beaches that will have lifeguards on duty this weekend. A final check of your first warn forecast when we return.
Get up to 56% off list at our huge 56th anniversary sale at Slumberland Furniture. Incredible deals. Plus, enter to win a free car. It doesn't get any better than this. Amazing deals on living rooms, bedrooms, mattresses, and more. Oh, did we mention totally free shipping with no minimum? Up to 56% off list. 56th anniversary sale. And someone's walking away with a free car at Slumberland Furniture. It's a big deal.
This summer, happiness is a new Chevy. You can go farther, tow more, and bring along everyone you love. Your road to happiness begins in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 Crew Cab LT Turbo Max pickups, or current Chevy owners get $6,750 total cash allowance when you trade in an eligible vehicle. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Wish you had help getting things done. Same. So I got Spectrum One. It's fast internet, unlimited mobile, and advanced Wi-Fi, all for a great price. Spectrum helps me run all this easily. Work, bust. Treat dispenser, treating. And since I'm always on this, unlimited mobile is a no-brainer.
Get Spectrum Internet for $49.99 a month plus advanced Wi-Fi and your first line of unlimited mobile free for 12 months. Call 833-802-4999 or visit spectrum.com today.
Rider Chip, just taking a break. That window's a bear.
Don't worry, my cousin's got a guy.
Hey, I'm not sure I can help you with the house gas, but I can help you replace this window fast.
Let the experts at Feldco kickstart your summer with 2-for-1 windows and no interest until 2025. Plus, we'll get it done Feldco fast.
2-for-1 windows ends Monday. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
There's nothing better than a great night's sleep on a new mattress from Steinhafels. The new Tempur-Pedic Breeze is made with a one-of-a-kind cooling technology that feels up to 10 degrees cooler, allowing for a better night's sleep. Right now, save $500 on the Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattress. Queen Tempur-Pedic Breeze mattresses are just $74 per month when using Steinhafels 72-month financing. Plus, get $300 in Steinhafels cash. Steinhafels is your sleep solution destination.
We've got a lot of news coming up. The dangers of ticks. A new CDC report today sounding the alarm about tick bites and why they may stop you from eating red meat. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And it's hot today, and you're also keeping an eye on severe weather.
Yeah, if we take a look at future track, we are going to see 2 rounds of severe storms. One leading up to sunrise, we could see some showers and storms pop up across our area. And then we will see a stronger set of storms tomorrow afternoon and evening, where hail, gusty winds, and heavy rainfall are possible. Best chance to see the storms will be somewhere between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. It all depends on where you're located. As I mentioned, places north and west will see the storms earlier, probably between 4 and 6. And then Madison between around 6 to 8. And the southeast, I would say, probably between 7 and 9. By the time we get to 9 to 10 p.m., we will still see some lingering storms, but most of it will clear out by early Saturday. As I talked about on the 4 o'clock show, try to bring in any loose items outside.
All right, thank you, Jacob. Thanks for spending this time with us. We'll see you back here at 6.